Hey there, my name's Raleigh, and I'm going to be walking through my experience on Quant-UX. Bear with me because I am a pretty new user of it. I'm running my first prototype on there, and it was pretty amazing. This morning I ran it, and within a couple hours I had over 34 videos of users interacting with the platform, heat maps, and tons of super valuable data that I can use to make UX decisions. So here I am logged into Quant-UX. Here is the homepage. I have R plus B, that's me and my teammate, the option to run tests, share the PNG files I uploaded of my tests. So these are all strung together in a prototype, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to really focus on the results. 34 users took this test. I did not use this. I made my survey on Mechanical Turk. These are video recordings of all the users that have taken my test. Successful tasks I definitely did not take advantage of. If I were to do this again, I would definitely take more advantage of this column. But I can see the duration, the amount of visited screens, and that's the amount of clicks, date, and play button. So that equals a pop-up video of the user test. To be honest, they are not so entertaining, so I'll spare you for this session. In total, I did 34 user tests, and 67% of them made it through my entire test. Here is the heat maps tab, so I navigated up here from the top, and this shows all sorts of breakdowns on how people are interacting with my prototype. So it shows clicks, it shows hovers, and I can filter out all of these things. So this is our heat map here, and just sheer quantification of where users click. Like, actually, this is something really amazing. We didn't, in this screen, let's see, we didn't make this part clickable. So this was actually going to be a static part of the score, but all the users, actually most of them clicked here, but none of them clicked on this bar chart. And actually this bar chart was what we had made interactive. So that's really hilarious. But look at what the data is showing me. People want to click here. So this is a way of tracking user movement in a sense, in order to understand where to design usability and where to focus your features on. Yeah, so this is why I love Quant-UX, and I think that's a good explanation. Wait, no, let me show you something else. So I can also decide if it's the first click, the first 3 clicks. So if I only want to see the very first click from the different users, I select there, and then the user journey. So this is actually, it looks really chaotic right now because it's 34 different people overlapping, but this is how users are moving between the screens. So you can almost see like geometric shapes of activity on their mouses. Scroll visibility. So actually, I'm new to using this tool, so I made none of my pages scrollable. So it made the entire page super zoomed out and hardly legible. Scroll time, I think that's non-valid because they didn't scroll really. Scroll visited and scroll time are both red because I messed up. So what I would do differently in the future is I would finalize these prototypes. So I actually think that you can upload your files as JPEGs. Like, don't spend a lot of time prototyping in Figma. Or if you want to give an access key, you can also do it through that way. We couldn't quite get it to work, but you can upload these as JPEGs, and then each aspect that you want to check independently for heat score. So let me just go back to heat mouse. So now, because I ranked these as areas that I've labeled as different things, I can actually see specific information on that thing. So like, let's say you have a main job to be done on a certain site. So you absolutely need to move the user to the next screen, and there's 1 or 2 things that are appropriate use case and a million edge cases, probably not a good sign of an application, but you would make sure that that first click is the one that you're getting. And so right now, we are a little bit unclear where our first click is. So people are kind of coming here, they're like hanging out, they're going around, which is good for us because this is an explorative platform. But like, for example, if the login page, if this wasn't red, so yeah, there is some people that are like putting their mouses around the screen, which means they're having actually a little bit of problem. They're like clicking other things, clicking sign up. That has a lot of red. This both have red. Yeah, that's really interesting. So then you can also, yeah, I think I should stop there because this is a lot of information.
So in summary, I think that quantitative data is really important to making product decisions. The quantification of user behavior complements what we find out in interviews, such as assumptions or questions or problem statements. It tells us the likely first click of users, and we have a higher chance of accuracy because we have a higher sample size. So I think that data complementing interviews is a really great way of finding direction and focus because it gives such amazing clarifications. Sometimes new information as well, such as knowing where people click first, things you couldn't possibly know without data. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and give it a thumbs up if you like Mark's dancing.